A contentious major repair of the EU's copyright law has sparked a brutal discussion among web giants and substance creative professionals has been discarded. The offered rules would include put more than liability on websites to verify for copyright law infringements, and constrained platforms to pay for connecting to news story. A multitude of top-profile piece of music stars had supported the changing, disputing how websites had operated their substance. But opponents told the rules would strangle web liberty and creation. The offered law, named as the Copyright Law Guideline, was tried by the EU to modernize its copyright laws, but it concluded two very contested components. The at first of these, Paper 11, was designed to defend newspapers and some point of sale of web giants love Google and Facebook with their content out of fee. Paper 13 was the some contentious portion. It put a more liability on websites to force copyright laws, and would include intended how any on the internet played how permitted users to position lyrics, images, sounds or coding would requirement a way to evaluate and filtering substance. The largest overall way to do the is by with an automatic copyright law framework, but they are costly. The one YouTube uses price $60 meter, £53 meter, so critics were concerned how such filters would requirement to be entered to each website if Paper 13 became act. Down there were as well concerns how these copyright law filters could efficaciously ban things love memes and remixes that use several copyrighted content. The combination influence of Gender McCartney, Annie Lennox, Placido Domingo and David Guetta wasn't quite to convince MEPS to do sweep changes to Copyright Law Act. They were amongst 1,300 musicians who forced political community to accept a law coercion sites love YouTube and Facebook to use filters how would halt users unlawfully download their piece of music. Musicians were creature deceived out of cash, they reasoned, although websites were manufacturing enormous profits off their job. In the late, MEPS solved the changes necessary more than discussion, and shipped the proposals behind to the committee. The two sides will certainly move up their campaigns in the meanwhile. Opponents of the Copyright Law Guideline famous the news story how MEPS had discarded it. Yulia Reda, a Raider side MEP who had campaigned versus the changes, tweeted, "Large successful, yours protests include treated." The Europe Parliament has shipped the Copyright Law behind to the figure executive board. Don't believe on filter all everyone uploads to the web. How's a tube vision but you are never departure to get how, he told. Instead of, he added, they should see to renegotiating deals in platforms such as YouTube to get fairer compensation. BPI piece of music, that represents UK recording tag, had backed the draft and told it would job in MEPS above the following weeks to explanation how the offered guideline will gain not fair Europe creation, but as well web users. We honor the judgment by MEPS to include a plenary debate on the project Copyright Law Guideline. We will job in MEPS above the following weeks to explanation how the offered guideline will gain not fair Europe creation, but as well web users and the technique segment.